This month marks 40 years since a controversial U.S. Supreme Court ruling. That ruling came in the case Roe v. Wade.
On January 22, 1973, the court ruled a pregnant mother with a doctor could terminate her pregnancy. The ruling overturned anti-abortion laws in the United States, allowing women to have a choice.
And to mark 40 years of choice, one Jasonville, Indiana church is revisiting that ruling. News 10's Patsy Kelly talked to the church's pastor and has tonight's top story.
Mark Patrice, pro-life and pro-choice arguments continue to this day. And for one Greene County pastor, the argument is about lives lost. 1,000 white crosses line the lawn of a Jasonville church. Pastor Jerry Ross says each cross represents something very special.
Each one of them representing 60,000 aborted babies, and we thought that that would draw some attention to the issue and cause people to begin the conversation again.
This year, America will pass 60 million abortions that have taken place since 1973. Planned Parenthood of America states 1 out of 3 women in the U.S. have an abortion by the time they're 45 years old. On January 22, 1973, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled in Roe v. Wade, saying it's a woman's decision whether or not to terminate her pregnancy. Pastor Ross says this is exactly why he chose this month to tout his cause.
Almost every January, we put something on our church marquee mentioning the fact that Roe versus Wade was passed this month and drawing attention to the issue. But we felt with the 40th anniversary of Roe versus Wade, we ought to do something that would draw maybe a little more attention to the issue.
Pastor Ross says they chose the color white to signify the death of innocence. Pro-lifers such as Pastor Ross claim life begins at conception and therefore abortion is killing an innocent human being. But pro-choice proponents say abortion is a right that shouldn't be limited by governmental or religious authority. They say this outweighs any right claimed by an embryo or fetus. They argue pregnant women will resort to unsafe, illegal abortions if there is no legal option. Pastor Ross hopes by making this bold statement, he'll help bring the conversation back into play.
Abortion is a out-of-sight, out-of-mind kind of issue. 3,500 babies are aborted every day, and yet most Americans never have one thought that it's going on because it's happening where we don't see it.
In Jasonville with Chief Photojournalist Mike Latta, Patsy Kelly, News 10.
Pastor Ross says the display will stay up the entire month of January.